The Trader Cobb Crypto Show, talking business in blockchain.
This show is proudly sponsored by coinspot.com.au, with the largest range of cryptocurrencies anywhere in the Australian market. With an updated verification process, you can now be verified using only your driver's license or passport within seconds. You can instantly deposit funds and instantly start buying and selling your favorite cryptocurrencies in under 5 minutes. CoinSpot are giving away $10 worth of free Bitcoin for each verified user once they make their first deposit. Just go to coinspot.com.au/BTC123. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Trader Cobb Crypto Show. Today's guest is from a platform that I'm sure you've heard about. It's COSS. COSS is an amazing exchange that has a lot of big things coming out at the moment. And I am speaking to the man, the CEO. It's Rune Evensen. He is the founder and CEO of COSS. So thank you so much for your time today, mate.
Happy to be here.
As we always do, why don't we kick it off? I want to hear a bit about your experience prior to leading into where you are right now.
Yeah. First of all, I'm not a programmer. I'm not a developer. I need to find out who to call if my email stops.
Thank goodness. Neither am I.
My background is purely sales and marketing, working for various smaller companies in Norway and Scandinavia. I have been involved in the direct selling, which some see as very negative and others see as a purely legit business.
Mate.
Companies like Amway and Newskin and those. So the marketing job actually took me to Hong Kong back in 2009. The company moved over to Singapore in 2010 and I moved with them. I spent another 2 years before I decided to resign and set up my own consultancy company here in Singapore. Then by firstly trying to bridge European companies that wanted to come in, but at the same time also try to start business for myself. And this is where sort of the foundation of what later became COSS started. Because we have a jungle of social medias out there where I say is Twitter is undersharing, Facebook is oversharing, the MySpace and stuff was for music, LinkedIn stuff for professional and stuff. So I actually built a team and we started to build a social media one-stop solution, but in a 3D environment where it was built at the old style English clubhouse.
Ahead of your time, man.
Where you had different rooms and stuff like this. But then the plan was to implement and sort of an internal credit system similar to like Facebook credits.
Yeah.
And then some people asked me, why don't you look into cryptocurrency? And I sort of waved that off. I didn't know too much about it. We're talking 2013, 2014 here.
Same here.
Right?
I did the same thing.
Yeah. So I didn't look into it, but once you start hearing the same thing 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times.
Smart people too, right?
And then you start looking into it. And I started to go on Google. Okay, you need a wallet. What is a wallet? Okay, Google for that. You find multiple versions. You don't know which is good, which is bad. Okay, you decide for one. You still don't have crypto. How do I buy? How do I enter this market? What do I do with it? If I want other companies to be able to pay for my services with crypto, how do they do that? Are there payment gateways out there? How do I exchange it? How do I convert from fiat into crypto to fiat?
Yep.
And then when all of these ideas, then you understand how that easily became that. Then I thought of crypto needs a one-stop solution. Right? Because this is if I can't get my heads around it because there is way too many options.
Then how's anyone else going to?
Right? Then it came up COSS, Crypto One-Stop Solution. I didn't know too much about the industry, so I signed up for a 12-week course with MIT called FinTech, the Future of Commerce.
There you go.
And one of the assessments that we had there was to do a short write-up of a business idea we had and film ourselves doing an elevator pitch. There were 1,200 students on the class. The average score for the pitch idea was around 30%. I think 3 of the 1,200 projects were rated 100 out of 100 by MIT, and COSS was one of them. And that was sort of the kick in the butt that I needed to take my idea out of my own head and from yellow Post-it notes to actually put my money where my mouth is and actually start looking for a team. I know what I want it to look like, but I have no clue how to build it.
Yeah.
Right. And then I ended up by one of our many mistakes going oversee outsource IT.
Yeah.
And not having anyone IT in-house in Singapore.
Very difficult to manage, right?
Yeah, right. Of course, if you have a solid CTO or someone that can bridge the communication in-house, then you can get a lot done. But there I'm sitting on one side of the world with an entrepreneurial and marketing mind explaining over WhatsApp what I want. And that is more what I want the end user to see. And explaining this to a developer sitting in Eastern Europe, and he needs to know what you want me to build.
Yeah.
Right? So that also led us into, we did go along with this. We did launch with a beta version of COSS back in April 2017. 100% self-funded. We didn't do any ICO or token sale or anything up until then. But then we sort of, all these ICOs came along, and we saw that if we are going to keep up and scale up and all of this, then we tailored down the COSS token idea with the fee split allocation. And then in August 2017, actually almost half a year after we went live, then we did a small and modest token sale in 2017, August till September, right? But as we then started to gain traction, user base started to grow, etc., etc., then it turned out that the architecture, the infrastructure on our current platform wasn't that good as we thought it was. So it became patching, and the end of the day, you can't do very much patching. Right? So then we brought in some other teams. We decided we changed the UI, did some upgrades and stuff, but we were still on the same engine. We were still on the same architecture, same infrastructure. And once again, we go into something that looked like a momentum, but then something crashed, and something crashed, and something crashed.
Such is life.
Yeah, and halfway then into what you and me know as the bear market for 2018 for crypto, where we were all flying.
A great market. Let me just say, that was a great market. A great market. If you're a trader, it was a great market.
Absolutely, but from everybody flying high in December, January 2017, 2018, to wake up to the reality where things went down, it hurts, right? Yeah. And for this, of course, for a not very well-funded business, and this affected a lot of companies in 2018, especially those that decided to sit on their crypto after the Wild West of ICOs in 2017 and stuff. They saw their raise, if they had raised 30 million, now it's suddenly 3 million. And they're supposed to deliver a 3 to 5 year roadmap on it. And that's not easy, ask anyone. But what we decided to do during 2018 is we sort of said that, okay, let bear market be bear market. It won't stay crypto winter forever.
It is what it is.
It will bounce back, and we will be here the day we bounce back. But then we have to make sure to be ready for it. Yeah. So we started a complete rebuild. We built all the way from scratch, stop patching, keep the old system alive until a brand new platform is ready. Yeah. Right? So we built new matching engine, new UI, new UX, much more scalable, much more flexible. And then we went live end of mid-December 2018. Right? And of course, we were hoping maybe that November, December, the normal traditional crypto calendar says that it should go up then, but then instead you saw Ether at $80.
More importantly, you're ready. That's the most important thing, is that people, I mean, we have a very similar model. We are getting ready for the next wave. Now, I think the difference between my business and a lot of the, like, I didn't do an ICO. We had our own money, right? We built our own business. And from our point of view, I don't want to do a equity raise because I want to own the equity if we can afford to, right? We've got a plan. We have a plan to do what we do. Look, from my point of view, it's very different. I'm very good at what I'm good at, but what I'm not good at, I'm the first person to raise my hand and go, I'm very bad at most things. You know, I have a staff of X amount of people that, I mean, even when it comes to like booking out my calendar, I mean, look, in all honesty, that's probably a bad example that I get so many people that want to be on the show that we have a due diligence process to go through and yada, yada. I haven't got time to do all that. I mean, I'm putting out so much content. From my point of view, in any business, whether it be in crypto or anything else, you've got to find ways to scale. And the only way you can find ways to scale if you're a smart operator is by not, you know, making the success of your business based on the hours of time you put in. Now, I'll just take 2 steps back there. It's going to take a few years of doing those 16-hour days. And we've done that. Since we started, we've worked so hard that, you know, it's either myself or a business partner that crashes every now and again, and we pick up the pieces and they have a rest, and we, you know, it's just a startup culture. You've got to understand that, you know, there's a lot of hard work and everyone wants to be an entrepreneur. It's sexy right now, right? It ain't easy. It is not easy. Now, I want to come straight in now to what you see COSS as being. Is it an exchange? Or what is COSS in your view? You are the CEO. You know what the vision is. You're the founder. What is the vision?
Yes. COSS is very much more than an exchange. And that, back again to the original initials, which is crypto one-stop solution.
Yep.
We started with a roadmap that was wider than a desert. But then we sort of took 2 steps back and said, let's get good at one thing instead of trying to be mediocre at many. So we took 2 steps back and said, okay, already by then we already built a payment gateway. We had merchant platform and stuff. But then we decided, okay, let's put these projects on ice, take 2 steps back and focus on becoming an exchange first. And start building a community around that, start generating revenue around that, but then being able to add more and more features. I mean, now the flavor of the month is IEOs, right? Initial exchange offerings. And people think that is something new. Our token sale in 2017, we hosted on our own exchange. We did IEO in 2017. We even hosted at least 10 other IEOs on our platform in 2017, 2018. So at the end of the day, it's a token sale.
But don't forget, no one gives a shit about that.
No.
Let's be honest. No one cares. And I'm being straight with you, right? No one cares who was first. And this is the fascinating thing I find about crypto, is that everyone's the first to do this, the first to do that. Being first means nothing. MySpace was not first. MySpace is irrelevant now. And Craig, who ran MySpace, sold it for $560 million, the best exit of all time, right before Facebook came through and went, you're irrelevant. Anyway, $560 million for what he did. It's not about being first. It's about counting. It's about being a part of the next movement. So how are you being a part of that next movement? Because that's what counts. Who gives a shit about being first? No one cares about being first.
No.
Why are you bringing us through?
I'm completely on your page there. It doesn't matter who comes first.
No.
But when you personally have built something that you have been doing for 2 years, someone else comes along and do it 2 years later, and then others are calling you a copycat, then you sort of want to correct the facts. But I totally agree with you. It doesn't matter. But for me, crypto one-stop solution is about building a complete ecosystem.
Yes.
Where you have people, you know about crypto, I know about crypto. We are the 1% of the 1%. Crypto haven't even tapped into its market yet. And that is where I think outsiders and traditional traders and everything, that is where they should see potential, right? The market cap, people are talking now about security tokens. If one of the bigger companies tokenize their shares, the market cap on that one token is bigger than all crypto together combined, right? So for us, it is about building an ecosystem. And then it doesn't matter only how sophisticated tools I can build for those that already know about it. I need to bridge the outside worlds.
Yes.
And
Correct.
then we are stepping back to something that I know is close to your heart, is actually you have to educate people.
Yeah.
Because then you are back at my position when I start to Google for what is a wallet, where can I do this, where can I do that. I had to Google for so many things and visit so many pages to find this info.
Correct.
What if it is all there in a one-stop solution? You log in, create an account, you have education. You can choose to take it. You can be rewarded for taking it because we want to educate you. We don't charge for the majority of the trainings we have there. There are big modules. We will add more sophisticated trainings that is prepared by professionals and bigger companies and stuff that obviously comes with a cost because we need to acquire those products.
Yes, you do.
But the current one, our e-academy learning platform that will go live now within, I hope, within the next 2 weeks, that is completely built in-house. We have written all the courses.
Wow.
So there is no external costs involved there, right? So all of that, as long as you have a COSS account, is 100% free. We're not charging one dime for it. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, if we can educate people that don't know, they hopefully become our users.
Your market, mate.
They become part of the COSS family. So we're not seeing it as we are giving away something for free. Yeah. It is part of acquisition.
The benefit of joining.
For bringing on COSS.
There's so many exchanges out there. You've got to find somewhere that you can resonate with. Now, many of these exchanges now, I feel, and whether I'm right or I'm wrong, I'm a trader. I'm wrong often. And I'm the first person, but I have losing trades. I have losing runs. I'm not here to prove anything to anybody. I'm here to build a business and I'm here to help people. That's my whole drive. From the age of 16, when I went and sort of guidance counselor, when I didn't know what I wanted to do, I was an entrepreneur back then. I had little businesses running. The guidance counselor said, "You're someone who wants to help people." And I'm like, really? Makes sense now. Now that I've grown in my skin, lost all my hair, I am very aware of what I am about. And I've got a good way of communicating. And I do love to see people succeed. And I have the ability in this particular section, which is trading, technical trading. I am not good at fundamentals. I am not good at anything else. I will tell you that. I'm getting through this whole business thing, and that's what really excites me. But I've spent 13 years trading markets. The whole thing is 10,000 hours. Man, I've been full-time for 8 years. Now, of course, when you're a single man, you don't need as much money from your trading to survive and to live. You've got 2 kids, you live in Bondi Beach where I do on a single income, you've got to be a bit more careful, you know. So I've been through the ring. I've been through every stage of my life, bar the early teen years. It's been trading. It's what I know. It's what I really know. I'm so passionate about giving people that want to learn. I had no desire to come in and be an educator in this space. I'll tell you that right now, mate. I came into this space and I started looking around. I usually watch a market for 2 months before I join a new market, whether it be a new commodities market, bonds, stocks, I don't care. I always watch it for a couple of months just to see, is there anything else that I need to be aware of that I'm not aware of based off of the charts, like news announcements, results, earnings, that sort of thing. In crypto, I did that for 2 months. Started in July, started investing in July, trading in September. And one thing that really drove me to do what I do now is that a lot of the people out there that were experts, that had big Twitter followings, big YouTube followings, I'm like, wow, they are like, they're charging X amount for something that I threw out in the first 2 years of my trading career. Like it's no good because they were only just starting their trading career. So we brought in this level of experience, professionalism, and expertise, which has done us very well. And education to the listeners and the viewers out there. Just because someone's got a shitload of people following them doesn't make them great. If that was to be the case, then Kim Kardashian could talk about crypto and she'd be the expert. We know that ain't true. Be smart. Listen to the right people. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of misinformation out there. Now, with COSS, you've got 2 major things coming up. You've got your education portal and you've got your news portal. Tell us more about those.
News portal is more where we want to integrate with solid crypto, blockchain, fintech industry. So our users don't have to go everywhere. to find. We want to
Shop.
sort of streamline it, get in the RS feed, get from multiple channels that people can follow there. So the news there, we're also looking to integrate with multiple of the major players out there. There are, of course, some are known more than others. Some are more jurisdiction specific. Some are maybe providing a lot of info to Australians on the Australian continents. Some others are providing a lot to the US markets. Some are Europe focused, and some are Asia focused. We have users from all over the world. We have also users. Our biggest users base currently is actually US, followed by Europe. Yeah. Although we are based in Singapore and we have been here since day one. So we are very much global. So the news part, I mean, if you want to educate, then you also need to keep them updated.
Yes.
So I mean, it is
clients
so
and valuable clients,
right? And then the other feature that we are adding now, instead of only having like a trading option, is the quick buy option.
Yep.
Because once you have educated someone, that doesn't mean that they can go in, then they can read charts, they know the difference between limit or market order or whatever. They want to have a button that I want to buy for $500 in Bitcoin. Click, enter your credit card details, submit, and the Bitcoin comes there.
Yep.
I mean, proven cases of that education is actually needed even within people that have registered an account on exchange, have done their KYC, and have done trades. We had in the bull run of 2017-18, we saw users on our chat say that, damn you, Bitcoin. I was ready to buy one Bitcoin for 5,000, but now I can't afford it because it's 6.
Yep.
They didn't know that they could buy a fraction of a Bitcoin.
Correct.
Now they had to wait for the next paycheck so they could buy one at 6. But then it was 9. So they still couldn't afford it. Right? And that it can break them down all the way to the Satoshis. Even people with registered account on exchanges didn't know it. Right? So education is so much needed out there. Of course, that's not the majority of exchange registered traders though.
Well, let's consider one thing, right? There's a saying, who makes money in a gold rush? Who makes money in a gold rush? Do you know who makes money in a gold rush? Who? Tell me.
The ones selling the shovels and the sticks, right? So
boom. You're a man who's well educated. Correct. The one who's selling the picks and shovels.
And that's why I want to run an exchange instead of being a trader like you.
But it's not just about making money. That's the thing. The beautiful thing is the synergy between everyone who's in business. I want to make money through my business, right? I do.
Yeah, of course.
Feed around the bush. God damn it. I got a lot of people that I employ. I got a lot of families to feed, mine included. You're the same, my man. The thing is business, in my view, is done when two parties come together to create an environment where everyone succeeds. And if I can make out of that, and you can make that, that's the way the world works.
Yeah,
right? Nothing wrong with that. As long as you're not giving misinformation, which I know a lot of people are. I'm very against that. I'm very against these paid reviews. You're on this podcast with me. You haven't paid a goddamn cent. We don't make $1 out of this podcast other than advertising. You don't pay. No guest pays to be on this podcast, just so that everyone's very, very clear. It's about educating you listeners and viewers to understand what options are available out there. And you can make your own judgments based on what I do with these people that I interview. Now, I want to ask a question because I'm a trader. A lot of people get scared of the margin. Now, I've traded 200, 300, 400% margin when I've looked at foreign exchange for my whole life. I've got no issue with margin. One of the things in crypto that I find very fascinating and very lacking is the ability to manage that risk. So let me give you an example. When I raise an order, if I'm trading foreign exchange, right, I can put my entry order and my stop loss in. Then I put the amount of contracts that I want to trade on that. And it will actually compute for me or calculate for me how much dollars, so it might be $5,000 say, that I'm risking on that trade. So if it goes in and I get stopped out, I lose $5,000. And it will also show me what my targets are. Now in crypto, we find it very difficult to have that sort of clarity, which I don't think, I know, holds a lot of people back from getting into trading. So we need margin products with entries and stops and targets linked. Okay, that's what we need. And I speak to a lot of my buddies who are traders who still look at me in this market and go, "You're an idiot." I'm like, dude, the volatility is something saying I can trade less and make more. That's why I'm here. Yes, the charts suck. Yes, the platforms are average. Yes, the order systems are bad. And yes, you have to create your own spreadsheets to make sure in Excel that you're managing your risk accordingly. Please, man, please. You and I create that, or you create that without me. I don't give a shit how you create it. Create that, and I can bring a lot more bigger volume and better traders into the space because they can't be bothered. It's too freaking difficult. What are you doing in that space?
Yes, first of all, I would definitely not on our current liquidity and volume. We are still a very small one. I wouldn't even touch margin trading, right? So we are looking at where we are looking at now is mergers, where we are bringing multiple communities together, and because we need to build. I mean, in today's market, if you compare the market cap of crypto versus where you come from, FX,
Nothing.
right? And even it is risky, even with the liquidity you have in FX, but it can't even be compared to the crypto, right? So I would say not even the biggest one that everybody knows within crypto. I would say not even that one is strong enough to provide what the product what you are used to in FX. Then you need portals that is bridging the entire liquidity. And that is bringing more and more players together to understand that they are not necessarily competitors, but they are colleagues in a very, very young industry.
Network.
Right? Yes. I know there are, I mean, we are members of Access, which is the Association for Crypto and Blockchain Enterprises in Singapore. We're also members of DX, which is the Association for Cryptocurrency Exchanges. So there we are all sitting around the same table with a lot of exchanges that are incorporated in Singapore, but I don't feel that everybody sort of want to put their roadmap on the table and what they have up their sleeves and stuff like this.
Chess, right?
But at the smaller scale, I know several exchanges are talking together about bridging, about sharing liquidity, about maybe potential mergers and stuff like this. Because I mean, we have to admit that 2018 have probably killed a lot of very good projects because they did not manage their treasuries after a token sale in 2017. But look, there are a lot of products out there, but the communities are left behind. They are now sitting at the token with zero volume, zero liquidity. They have a very solid product on paper, but it will most likely never see the light of day.
Yeah, but Rune, I have to disagree with you. I really have to disagree. A good idea is an idea.
Yeah.
Right? The idea of an electric car, that's a great idea. Who did it? Elon Musk. Right? There's great ideas, but an idea doesn't mean anything. You know, like I look, I've been in business for long. I've never really had a job. All right. I'm not a job person. I've always run my own show and I've always done it. And look, it's been hard. Like it's not easy being a non-professional, I suppose. You got to create your own path. I don't have any at all sympathy for projects that go out and raise $10 million. And then all of a sudden, because they didn't have good treasury management. And don't forget, all of these projects had a CFO. Now, who was that CFO? Maybe it was their roommate. I don't know. Bottom line is, if you can't manage cash flow in a business, you don't have a business. So the projects that might have had a good idea, I don't care. I really don't care. An idea is worth nothing. Execution of a good idea is worth billions. And this is where I think 2018 was absolutely brilliant in washing out a lot of the crap, because it's not just about having a website, having a pretty video and having a white paper with a few freaking, grammatical errors and spelling issues. It's about running a true business. And I know how hard it is being somebody who runs businesses. It's not easy out there. Everyone wants to be a goddamn entrepreneur. No one wants to do the work. So for the projects that have fallen over, look, I feel for the uneducated investor. And this is why I'm so passionate about education in the space, is that if you want to look at a business, look at the business. I don't give two hoots about who's running it. I need to know who they are, but I need to look at their cash flows. I need to look at their forecast. I need to look at their planning. Who did they put in place to do their forecast? Did they do it on their own, in their own little spreadsheet? Or do they put somebody professional who can stand in front of an audience and say, here's why we've done our modeling the way we do. There's a way to do business, and there's a way to fail at business. Now, you can still do it the right way and fail. I stand by.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't get me wrong here.
There's a way to do it.
This is not the bundling like 2008 financial crisis where you're selling trash for cash.
Yeah.
That is definitely not what we're looking into here.
You know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
There's a responsibility.
I'm just saying that some of the projects that was presented raised some money, yes, mismanaged, blah, blah, blah. They maybe have built their product 70, 80%. They have a community that is sitting there that have been screaming for updates and everything for the longer time. The community have believed in them. They have been loyal. So much more than saving the CEO in settings like this, you're actually going in and giving a lifeline to a community. But that is not, those are just ideas, but what we are actually have on the table now is different. We are in the midst of planning a token merger now between existing companies that are up and running with communities. COSS, as with its vision and mission to become a one-stop solution, is now teaming up with Arax.io, which is an online wallet system. It's arax.io. They have built multiple platforms, but now they have come with a wallet app where inside the app you can top up your phones across 160 countries from 900 providers. You can do remittance, you can do GPS, transaction-free transactions. So and at the same time here, they also have a huge dev team. The founder is ex-JP Morgan and Deutsche Bank. So he comes from a financial background, which I don't.
No, to make things work,
There we complement each other a lot. He have brilliant ideas. I have, I don't want to say myself, my ideas are brilliant. I have a lot of ideas. So, but what we're looking at now, also introducing a decentralized exchange in this environment as a third party that is coming in. But what is even more important, that is, we on the COSS platform today, we have two tokens. One, which is our FSA token, the COSS token, which where users are entitled to a portion of the trading fees generated. Yeah. Then we later introduced a second token, which is the CFT, the COSS fee token, which is similar to what everybody knows as the BNB token on Binance. Yeah. You use it to pay your trading fee and you get a discount, right? And our community have been very loyal, been with us there through what we're referring to the roller coaster, ups and downs over the last 2.5 years. And they love the idea of the FSA. Where we're going now is we're adding all of these use cases. So all these existing tokens now, they will be swapped into one master token across all of these platforms. So this will be the native token of the exchange. It will give you FSA and trading fee discount. On the decentralized exchange, it will also add in FSA on the trading fees, give you trading fee discount. On the wallet system, it will be used for transaction cost, etc. The entire wallet system will also have a buyback system of the token in the open market, introducing a staking program, lending program. So our roadmap is suddenly growing a lot, but we actually feel more confident in delivering it now with this merger than with COSS alone. Yeah. Because we're actually, by doing this one merger, we are quadrupling our staff.
Well, one of the things I think one of the things I have been really looking forward to has been the M&A space evolving within this market, and I've been waiting for that for quite some. I haven't talked about it a lot in the podcast. I haven't talked about it a lot to my audience, but I have looked at that, and I was thinking about that a long time, over a year ago. I always thought that, when the mergers and acquisitions come in, that's when we're going to see some truly great things, because right now it's like a scatter of smart brains all over the place. And that smart brain might be a smart brain that might achieve very, very good things. But because it's in its infancy, the project, that smart brain might be in the wrong project. Now, as we see M&A come into the crypto sphere, which is technically what you're talking about here, I think we'll see some truly unique projects coming together. And what I want to say to wrap this up, Rune, is that it's really good to hear that there's an exchange out there that are not only focusing on education, not only focusing on news, not only focusing on the future of your client, because the future of your client, as you know, and as any business knows, that's the future of your business. You're focused on delivering them with great content, great information, and great new tools moving forward. And I think that's a really, really big thing, combined with that mergers and acquisitions mentality that we don't need to just be on our own. Let's just make sure that we team up with who we need to do to make things happen. Now, Rune, I want to ask you one last question. Where can we find out more information to the viewers and listeners about COSS platform?
The URL, very simple, coss.io. For the RX wallet, for those that want to explore that now before we are not completed with the merger yet. It is still a very new thing. We just pre-announced it to our communities 2 days ago.
Oh, wow.
There will be more details to follow. We have our Medium Telegram channels, but coss.io, you can go there, and from there you can follow the links to our Telegram, to Twitter, to Facebook. I don't have all those URLs in my head, but there you can follow it. The RX wallet is already on Android and iOS, so you can have a look at it there. So it's ARAX, and you will find it. So
excellent. Well, Rune, it's been an absolute pleasure spending time with you, talking to you. Look, I could speak to you for a lot longer, but in the sake of getting this out so everyone can listen to the whole thing, I will bode you well. It's been an absolute pleasure speaking with you. Thank you so much for your time. Ladies and gentlemen, Rune Evensen, founder and CEO of COSS Exchange, coss.io. Go and check it out. See what you think of it. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Have a great day. Bye for now.
This show is proudly sponsored by coinspot.com.au, with the largest range of cryptocurrencies anywhere in the Australian market. With an updated verification process, you can now be verified using only your driver's license or passport within seconds. You can instantly deposit funds and instantly start buying and selling your favorite cryptocurrencies in under 5 minutes. CoinSpot are giving away $10 worth of free Bitcoin for each verified user once they make their first deposit. Just go to coinspot.com.au/BTC123. Views are of the advertiser, not Trader Cobb or the audio presenter.